Continuing with Viet Kanan, Devarim 3:23. And I besought the Lord at that time, saying, O Lord God, thou hast begun to show thy servant thy greatness and thy mighty hand. For what God is there in heaven or in earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might? I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land that is beyond the Jordan, that goodly mountain region and the Lebanon. But the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, and would not hear me. And the Lord said to me, Let it suffice thee, speak no more to me of this matter. Go up to the top of Pisgah, and lift up thy eyes westward, and northward, and southward, and eastward, and behold with thy eyes, for thou shalt not go over this Jordan. But charge Yehoshua, and encourage him, and strengthen him, for he shall go over before this people, and he shall cause them to inherit the land which thou shalt see. So we abode in the valley over against Bet Peor. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, to the statutes and to the judgments which I teach you, to do them, that you may live, and go in and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers gives you. You shall not add to the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish from it, that you may keep the commandments of the Lord your God which I command you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Lord thy God destroyed them from among you. But you that did cleave of the Lord your God are alive, every one of you, this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should act accordingly in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep them, therefore, and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations who shall hear all these statutes, and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great that has God so near to them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? For what nation is there so great that God has so near to them, as the Lord our God is in all that things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this Torah, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb, when the Lord said to me, Gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. And you came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire to the heart of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And the Lord spoke to you out of the midst of the fire, and you heard the voice of the words, but saw no form, only a voice. And he declared to you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, the 10 words, and he wrote them upon 2 tablets of stone. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that you might do them in the land into which you go over to possess it. Take therefore good heed to yourselves, for you saw no manner of form on the day that the Lord spoke to you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest you become corrupt and make a carved idol, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the air, the likeness of anything that creeps on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Unless thou lift up thy eyes to heaven, and whence thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, all the host of heaven, thou shouldst be misled to worship them and serve them, which thy Lord thy God has allotted to all the nations under the whole heaven. But the Lord has taken you and brought you out of the iron furnace, out of Mitzrayim, to be to him a people of inheritance, as you are this day. But the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, and swore that I should not go over the Jordan, and that I should not go to that good land which the Lord thy God gives thee for inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over the Jordan, but you shall go over and possess that good land. Take heed to yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of the Lord your God, which he has made with you, and make you a carved idol or the likeness of anything which the Lord thy God has forbidden thee. For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, a jealous God. Devarim 4-25.